Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wizards Out, as always by Raymond Lyons, Cardell Dudley Jr., Wilson Tarpe Jr. Let's get to it, man. Game 4, the Washington Wizards. They avoid elimination with a 122-114 win. Just some quick cliff notes before we let Ray and Cardell get to it. Embiid went out in the at the end of the first quarter with what turned out to be a right knee injury. He did not complete the game. Ben Simmons in foul trouble. Wizards big second quarter, huge third quarter. Some of the youngsters grew up, had some moments, and they closed the game out. We saw some hack of Simmons. To get into that just a little bit, but again, just some quick cliff notes on how we got to the 122-114 win. But Washington game 5, I believe, is Wednesday night in Philadelphia. The time will be determined. So Cardell, I know you hopped in on a post game presser. If you want to just share some nuggets from that.
Uh, Rui came up a lot. Scott Brooks said Rui, his performance was huge. He's grown up right before our eyes. He says, everybody, with these young players, people want them to be 27 early, and including him. But he said one thing about playoff experience, you got to go through it to get it. You can't coach it. You can't talk to them about it. That's just something you just got to learn while you're in the fire. And that's what he's learning. He's making adjustments right before our eyes, and you saw the result of it tonight. He said he was a big part of the Wizards on both ends of the floor in that win. On his Rui's 3-point shooting, he said absolutely, and the confidence level is through the roof now. He said you got to see it go through to get the confidence to continue to shoot. It's big, especially for a young player, and that Rui hit the biggest three of the game, in that corner late in the game to kind of put them ahead for good. So, I know Wilson with us, we saw when Rui was drafted where he was with his 3-point shooting. It was so flat. And we would go to practices and see, shout out to Dave, that Coach Atkins, man, the training guru, just consistently working on form shots, stepping back all the way from point blank range at the rim, all the way back to 3-point range. And it's been 2-year process to get him to this point where he's hitting big 3-point shots in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? That's work. That's 2 years of work. And that's why it's a process. And it's good for young players to see that so they don't think they're supposed to go from being a bad shooter to, being elite, like Steph Curry shooting in like a week. It don't work like that. It takes repetitions, and you see the total amount of work that Rui has put in, and you see the result of it tonight. He said, as far as Rolo giving him a chance to win this game, he said he was just making the decisions during the ebbs and flows of the game. He said the last thing he wanted was for Gafford to get his first start and then get a quick foul trouble, pick up 2 quick fouls. He said that was like the worst possible scenario. But he said Rolo gets in the game and he gives them a steady hand. He's been in big playoff games before. He's not tripping. And he said he calls his hook shot Rolo-matic, hook-o-matic. You know what I'm saying? He said that thing, he said he don't miss. He said practice he don't miss. Working out he don't miss. And in the game he don't miss. Left hand, right hand. It's just, and he said, and Scott Brooks said, I'm more athletic than Rolo now. And it don't matter. It still goes in over more athletic bigs, man. And that's just the work he put in with it, man. So he has a shot that they can go to and rely on. And he said that goes to show you that you don't need a array of arsenals. You just need to be very elite at 2 or 3 things that are unguardable, and you're deadly on the floor. Simple basketball. Bear with me 1 second. He also said, as far as, Embiid's injury, saying obviously he don't want to see nobody get hurt, but he said, the last thing I'm worried about is the other team. We just have to play our game. And he didn't have an update on Davis Bertans. He said they came to him, told him that his calf was hurt or something, but he said his mind was so occupied with the game, with a million things going through his head. He was spinning, so he said he don't really have an update. He said he don't know. He said he's just hoping for the best. Obviously, the fan situation came up. Then ran for another fan being stupid. He said it's embarrassing for all fans. He said we have great fans in the league, but he said one knucklehead, always ruins it trying to come in the arena. He said it's unacceptable. He said getting banned, what does it mean? He said basically you can change how you look, shave, put on a different outfit, and you can still get in arenas and nobody would know. He said they got to get something on the record. They got to get exposed and lose their money out of their pocket. Uh, he said that was a great tackle by security. Sometimes I wish we would set screens like that, but it is what it is. He just said he just grabbed that. The security was alert. He got to him before something could happen. He said as far as the people in the trenches, the coaches and the players, we all deserve better. These players play so hard. He said players are on edge. If someone crosses that line, what do you think will happen? He said, I've been with Russell for 8 years, and the stuff that he has to listen to, he just shook his head. It's just, Scott Brooks was, basically said, if I was with my mom at the game and some of the stuff I hear and some of the stuff I see people do, if I did that, mom would definitely be reaching for a branch, to whoop his, what. So he said it's just come down to being accountable and people having to look in the mirror. But he said it need to be some more permanent consequences. That's the only way this stuff is going to stop. And that was it for Scott Brooks person.
All right, Ray, get you first crack at your thoughts on the game, then we'll go to Cardell.
Yeah, man, live to fight another day. They took care of business. When Ben Simmons and Joel play a combined 36 minutes, you got to take advantage of that. And that's what they did. The Sixers look completely different without those two guys on the floor, as expected, because they're their two best players and they're hugely impactful. But yeah, man, the Wiz they showed up and they did what they had to do to win. Rui had a great game, 8 for 12 from the field. He continues, his efficient shooting. Bertans showed up. Neto off the bench. Robin Lopez. I mean, a full team effort. They were aggressive. They got to the free throw line. This was the first game they were able to, cool off Philly shooting. Philly didn't shoot well from anywhere, the field, 3-point, or the free throw line. So yeah, man, that's an effect of their two best players not being on the floor a lot. So yeah, the Gafford start, that was got a little shaky at first, and that was kind of what we had been alluding to when people had been clamoring for him to start earlier. I mean, you can't just throw him out there in a playoff series against arguably the best big man in the league. But ultimately it worked out. He gave what he's been given since he's been traded. Great energy. He was a disruptor at the rim. He hustled, ran the floor, and did what makes him special for this team. Brad and Russ, they didn't shoot well, but they still put their stamp on the game. Yeah, man, just a great team win. One they obviously needed, because if not, we wouldn't be seeing you guys on Wednesday. But yeah, man, it was just good to see them get one at home in the playoffs. The Wizards haven't been here for a minute. So yeah, man, it would have been disappointing for them not to take advantage of this situation. In Philly, they were up to the task. They fought. Those young guys came in and they didn't make it easy. But yeah, the Wizards were able to hold it down and overcome in the end.
Cardell?
I felt like they showed heart. They could have easily laid down 0-3, came home, just let's get some numbers and call it a season. Get some rest and get ready for next season. But they didn't. They showed they had something in them, and that's all you can ask for at this point. You're just taking one game at a time. Obviously, Embiid going down was huge. I know Bertans went down later, and he was playing the best game he has in the series. But that ain't the Wizards' fault. You gotta take advantage. And even with him down, I'm talking about Embiid, the Sixers still pushing him. And this is what we were talking about going in the series, that this team is more than Embiid, man. They're loaded up and down the roster, and you have to deal with them. Shout out to Robin Abdul-Jabbar and Daniel Gafford. They brought it tonight, man. They without them, the Wizards not even close. They still lose, even with Embiid out. That first half surge where Robin, He was just scoring at will. he even gave Embiid a couple buckets before Embiid left. It wasn't like he ain't catch a few of those and, cooking Dwight and all that, man. It didn't matter, man, with the rebounding and, Russ finding them from dunks, man. He was just locked in, man. And that's what you expect from a veteran. Daniel Gafford, once he calmed down after picking up those 2 quick fouls and he got back in, what he brought with the energy plays, dunking the ball, running the floor, recovering and beating shit off the damn glass repeatedly, man. That's what I've been looking for, for the Wizards the last few years. That's what they've been missing, man. And they got one, and they got another one coming as he get healthy. You need athleticism up front, man. You need shot blockers. You need bigs that can go get, be a rim protector and make the other team think twice about coming in there. And he's that, man. And the thing I like about Gafford is, man, you could tell he's still young as far as still trying to figure out his game. Obviously, he still has room to grow with his potential, but he always gives maximum effort, man. And we see too many times with NBA guys, they give effort here and there, even in a playoff situation, man. He plays consistently hard no matter what. And that's why he gets rewarded with moments where he just shines and make great, big plays. Westbrook doesn't shoot well, but he's an example of how you can still impact the game when you're not shooting well. Because it's ridiculous what he had. Obviously, 3 for 19 from the field, but man, he got to the line. He kept attacking, so he got 19 points out of that, 13 and 16 from the free throw line, 21 rebounds, 6 offensive, and 14 assists. And he had 4 turnovers. I could live with that when you got 14 assists and 21 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, he still made an impact that helped them win. And that's what this game is all about, man. When one thing ain't going for you, find something else where you can impact the game, man. That's what he specializes in. Rui, finally, he was aggressive, though. And he put Tobias Harris on his heels. Finally, that's what I was saying. You've been efficient the entire series. If he shot 8 shots, he made 5 or 6 of them. And I'm like, why aren't you shooting more? But this game, he was ultra aggressive. It's funny when you're back against the wall, what will happen? It's just wild how that works. But that's what he did, man. And it wasn't that. When he hit a couple shots, it fed his defense. He was getting timely steals, staying between his man and the ball, rebound the ball. I think this might be his first career. It is his first career postseason double-double. 20 points and 13 rebounds, 8 of 12 shooting, 3 of 6 from 3-point range, including the biggest 3 of the game from the corner, man. I know people we talk off, not y'all, but people hit me up off wax, off the air, and they like, I'm not sure about Rule. Typical DMV basketball stuff, man. Always pessimistic about things. And I'm like, nah, he's the third guy. He just got to be more aggressive and stop deferring so much, man. And I know Russ and Bill are the type of guys, like, if you got it going, we get you the rock. They don't care. They just talking about, they just want the W. They're not the type of players where they need to get their shots and still win, where they got to win a certain way. And with him being a steady, look, this should be his average next year. 20 and 13, 20 and 10, something like that. That should be his average. That changes the complexion of the entire Wizards team with him doing that. Now you got 3 dudes you got to deal with. On top of, Thomas Bryant and Daniel Gafford coming back. You see what I'm saying? It's potential there where you can make some moves and do some damage. So, man, he just got to keep being aggressive, man. It's no point in being passive. What is that going to do? You know what I'm saying? It's like, why keep bullets in the chamber? In the clip for what? What you saving it for? Especially now, every game is do or die. So, it is what it is. Bill, for the most part, was Bill. Did what he should do. Score. He always has a good game against the Sixers. They have a hard time shutting him down because he's so crafty. But I expect Bill to always put up numbers. And one of the main things about this game that helped them win, the Wizards finally shot well from 3. They didn't shoot 20% from 3. They shot about 37%. So that was huge. And Philly, obviously when Embiid going down, the others stepped up. They made great plays, and that just tells you how deep their team is, and also how confident Doc Rivers is in his team overall. They got a lot of players over there. He didn't get mentioned a lot, but Matisse Bull in the first half, he's just known as a defender right now. He hit some big threes. You know what I'm saying? When it looked like the Wizards about to pull away, that gives them confidence going back home. You know what I mean? So, if it is, then what's the scenario? Is it 2-2, 1-1, or is it 2-3-2?
I'll tell you right now. Give me 1 second. What's about Wednesday?
They in Philly on Wednesday.
Yeah, they in Philly on Wednesday. And then it's 2-2-1-1-1.
Okay, got you. So now these young guys, they're gonna probably have to step up because we don't know if Embiid's gonna be ready. They got confidence because they play well on the road in the playoffs. So they going back home for some home cooking. They like, yeah, we gonna get these boys up out of there. And you know, George Hill and Tobias Harris, you know, late Korkmaz, Tyrese Maxey in the fourth quarter, they was getting it in. You know what I mean? You know, hitting big timely shots. So and another thing that led to Philly's loss tonight, they fouled way too much. You can be aggressive on defense, but you got to adapt to what the ref is calling. You know, I know the Wizards were attacking 42 free throws. I mean, damn, dog. Even if the Wizards missed 9, but it didn't matter because they shot so many. Like, you see what I'm saying? You can't foul that much. They put them on the free throw line too much, man. And then with that, and with the shooting from 3 that the Wizards had going on, it's tough to win, man. But you know, all in all, man, shout out to the Wizards, man. They show some heart and they need to be commended. So see what happens on Wednesday.
Yeah, I think you guys pretty much covered it. The biggest thing is you know, you're in the hole, you gotta string another one of these together, you know, because you don't have a choice. Another thing, like you said, adapting to the rest. We've seen what the difference has been like in the officiating throughout 4 games. You know, you're going back to Philly. Some of the stuff, all the ways you went to the line tonight, the whistle might not be as generous on the road in that building. You got to keep your composure up there for sure. And this is whether Joel plays or not. It's a tough road game. And again, anytime you're down 3-0, every win to get out that hole is the next win's tougher, period. It's going to be tougher. And we'll see what ends up happening. Look forward to seeing what happens on Wednesday. Appreciate all you guys with the comments going right now on YouTube and folks tuning in on IG and Twitter. Quick message from Ooze and Oz before we get into the prepared comments. Depending on what the time looks like, I'm getting some of y'all's comments, you know, that were live. Just a reminder, Ooze and Oz open for late night Friday and Saturdays. Order your favorites until 12 a.m. at Georgia Avenue, 1 a.m. at U Street. And a reminder, it's just oozeandoz.com. Hope you all had a great Memorial Day weekend. All right, let's get to some of these comments. Ray, what you doing, man?
Let's defer this evening.
All right, Cardell, you up first. Nothing you can do. Nothing.
Self-explanatory. He's right, man. Nothing you can do with Embiid.
All right, moving on to the next one. Ray, I'm gonna take a guess and say you don't really have anything else to add. Am I good? Am I good there? Is that accurate?
You good.
All right, cool. This is a fun one because it's like an exchange between folks. So give me a second so I can read it on my phone. Oh my goodness. We appreciate you guys for this though. It's fun. All right, so where are we at right now? Here we go. It's an exchange between you guys in the comments. This is for you, Ray. Scott Brooks needs to go. Brandon, another person responded. Brooks isn't the problem, it's the roster. Trade everyone but Russ, Brad, Hachimura, Gafford, and maybe Lopez. Keep those 4 or 5. Need 8 new players. The response was, you're joking, right? Brooks puts in a 4-guard lineup against the biggest team in the league. And you say he isn't the problem. We'd be so much better if we didn't have the worst, not a nice word, coach in the league. The response, Brooks has had many deep playoff runs pre-Wizards. The roster is garbage outside the backcourt. You have 2 guys and give you 52 to 62 combined, and that's it. You need 3 new starters with the guards, and all need to be 6'10 and up to have a big lineup. This year, they don't have a big lineup. You have Len not going far there. By the way, before Russ got here, how many wins did last year Wizards have? So that's what you get to deal with, right? A fun exchange.
Oh man, we still on this Scott Brooks need to go thing, huh? I mean, what? I just, like Cardell said the last show, there hasn't been one reasonable thing laid out as to what he can do about this. People keep saying he's playing a certain lineup or what have you, but look up and down the roster. Who's he going to put in? You know, somebody requested Bonga get in the game. He got in the game today and did nothing. I mean, people were asking for Gafford to start. Gafford started and got 2 quick fouls. I mean, I'm honestly at a loss at this point because I don't know what people want or expect. Like, you could bring any coach in here with this team as is, and I don't see the results being much better. At the end of the day, you need talent, and the Wizards just don't have it. I mean, that's just being truthful, And a thing that goes unnoticed is they play for him. At the very least, he gets players to respond, and he gets players to show up for him, no matter how good or bad they are. And I don't think that's something that can be taken lightly, especially given what this season has looked like. I mean, we've seen teams pack it in for for far less. So the fact that they're here right now, he's got to have something to do with that. It can't be when they're playing bad or things aren't going good, it's all Scott Brooks' fault. But when they're successful, his name doesn't get mentioned. It doesn't work that way.
All right. My bad. So many of these, too much going on at one time. All right, Cardell, you get an easy one from David Confield. Good way to make the comeback this season for the Wizards, but I'll be looking forward to next season. I don't know what you're supposed to say in response, but that's why you guys are the guys that get to answer this stuff.
Well, obviously not so fast. They're not quite ready to go home right now. Like I said, man, I just want to see them competitive. We know what it is, and obviously, if Embiid is out because they said it was his right knee or left knee, it was right knee. Because his knee, I know it was his right knee because it kind of buckled when he landed. He landed hard on his own butt too. But if he's out for an extended period of time, it can get interesting because it leaves a big void in the middle. And the Wizards, with their pace and the way they can attack the basket with those two guards and get to the free throw line, and if Rui's aggressive, that's a big blow. And Philly ain't quite the same Philly without Embiid, obviously. So not so fast, we gotta see. We don't know. It's only a day in between. So we're gonna see, man.
Here you go, Ray. RIP to this season. I know we overmatched, but damn, it looked like we didn't have heart yesterday. Looking forward to see what Tommy does in the offseason. How the young players develop under a new coach after this. Bill may be going for real. Didn't sound too promising in the interview. Ray, before you answer, I appreciate you guys just as diehard fans because some of y'all's answers that I'm reading right now, y'all already got totally different answers today in the comments that I'm looking at, the live comments. So we appreciate y'all, man. Understand what a whole new day can do. Just know we appreciate it. Go ahead, Ray.
Well, season isn't over yet. But I mean, it's really just delaying the inevitable. But if Embiid can't go, then I don't know, man. This thing can get a little dicey. But we'll just wait for the news on that. Of course, hopefully he's okay, and he can get out there and compete. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what people were expecting. It's a 1-8 matchup. It has potential to get ugly. No matter how much heart you have. Tonight they show a little more fight than they have in previous games, but yeah, it's not too much you can do in this situation. And yeah, he just usher Scott Brooks out the door. Looking to see what Tommy does in the offseason, how the young players develop under a new coach.
In his defense, he's in the comments and he's a good sport about it. This is his response. I'm reading his response just a couple days ago.
Hey man, you gotta respect that, man.
Yeah, respect.
Good job, Big O, man. Appreciate that.
Respect.
From Ball Jr., I've been telling y'all, I think it's for you, Cardell, tell y'all all season the Wizards don't got nobody, LOL. It's on full display for the world to see now. We pretty much do this tied together because it was from him. Y'all was right, which is overmatched. Sixers way too big and athletic. Nets would have been a better matchup. Sixers physicality is way too much. So this is all you, Cardell.
Hold on, man. Isn't this Mr. Russell Westbrook?
Yes.
Nah.
We took it back to
No
back
plea
joints.
deals, dog. We don't do plea deals over here, champ. You've been the biggest one talking all this trash in the comments the entire year, talking about we hating on Russ and all that, blah, blah, blah. Now they ain't got nobody. Man, you see how y'all been? See, this is what I'm talking about, man. Like, y'all wild, man. But look, man, they do have pieces, man. They don't got nobody down. Damn, dog. I swear they got an all-star, man. Like, I mean, damn, then Russ just break Big O's record, man. I mean, you think he can play a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just they don't have nobody.
I heard there was a rumor his backcourt mate was second in the league in scoring. It was just a rumor.
Hey, man.
I can't confirm it, though.
Unsubstantiated.
Unsubstantiated.
Look, man. Philly's just deeper. It's just this is what we've been trying to say the whole year. We not here to hate or y'all gotta get the emotion out. Y'all gotta take the emotion out and really just think about what's real and what we saying. If we really thought the Wizards, look, from day one, we all three of us, it was unanimous. We felt the Wizards would be a playoff team. We said that from day one. And that's when Russ was hurt. We wasn't sure what he would be. This was before Gafford got here. This was before this was from day one in training camp. We said they could be a playoff team. But we were also realistic when we said playoff team, we meant the position that they're currently in. It wasn't the top four. It wasn't they gonna go for a championship. No. You see how far they have to go with that. Even with Embiid out at home, it took everybody to keep them from getting swept. And the Sixers didn't game plan not having Embiid. They will be ready next game at home. They will be shooting better. They're going to be ready because they do not want to come back here for a game 6 where anything can happen. And now you're in a dogfight. And also, you want to hurry up and get the series over because they got the number 1 seed. So they will be playing the winner of the Knicks and Hawks, right? So look like the Hawks about to put their nail in the coffin out there. You don't want, and that's a different matchup for them than the Wizards because they got a lot of bigs they can throw at Embiid. You feel what I'm saying? So, and if you just being smart with the injury thing, look what Embiid had. Look what happened to Embiid. It only take one play, so you don't want to mess around. Like Giannis said over there, we don't want to play with our food because you messing around. You got another game where you got to try to get this team up out of there, tweak an ankle or a knee or something. That changes the whole deal. And you know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is Michael Jordan summed it up great. He said, man, you have an opportunity to win. You don't know how long that window is open, man. It could be here and then gone like that. So you got to take advantage when you have it, man. But yeah, man, it's just y'all so up and down, man. Y'all got to relax, man. Like, look, they made progress. They were horrible last year, which we knew they would be. They got to the playoffs. That's another step. Now they have to build in the offseason to take another step where they're actually in the top half of the conference, contending to go deeper in the playoffs. And then hopefully from there, we can look up 2 or 3 years from now and be like, all right, they're championship contender. But they're not that now. So, yeah, Mr. Russell Westbrook, no plea deals. You got to serve your sentence.
Hey, my man.
I'm hard on dudes. You serving life.
That's why I had to share the second one. My man followed up that. He followed his typical one where y'all was right. He tried to sneak the other shit in there.
I know. That's why I said no plea deals. No, you got to serve that life sentence. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we might give you parole. Probably not. It is what it is.
It take all 3 to vote for the parole. All right, right. Some adjustments Scott could do is bring the double team on Embiid much sooner than they are now. Like the double should get there as soon as he touches the ball before Embiid is over there chilling and picking apart. Another adjustment is to go under the pick and lead with the results. Another adjustment is something Cardell even alluded to. Maybe stop switching all the damn time. Do something different. Get them lazy, coach. Yeah. So you right. Get there. Then we get to the live comments.
Yeah, so you can double Embiid if you want to, but he's making great decisions out the double team and finding open shooters. And outside of tonight, they were knocking down everything. So I wouldn't advise that. I mean, again, why would you go under picks against a team that is lights out from 3-point range? Stop switching. I mean, they don't have the athleticism or the size to guard them anyway. So, I mean, they're just overmatched and they're playing a better team. Like, I don't understand why we gotta go out of our way to throw dirt on Scott Brooks. I mean, there's not much to be done here. I'm sorry. I get it. You got to come with a game plan. That's perfectly true. And just execute the game plan you come up with and play as hard as you can. That's all you can ask for in this situation. But you're not going to strategize and scheme your way out of this one, because really Philly has an answer for everything the Wizards can throw at them on both sides of the floor. So yeah, we got to get off this, man. Like, it's an exercise in futility.
It's about to go on the list with some of the Russ stuff from earlier this year. Get to some of the live comments. We still got some time tonight, so start with the first one from John Holden at 10:04. We appreciate you being prompt, man. My man was here like 6 minutes after the game was over. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Cardell Bertans heard you talk about him, wanted to prove you wrong. You know, you see the emoji, way to go, Wizards.
He proved finally. I mean, look, man. Finally, like, he did his job. That's what he's supposed to do. That's all they asking for him, 15. But then again, and then he gets hurt, man. It's like it's always something, dog. Like, God damn. It's just always something, man. You know, I'm not gonna the cash strain. It's just always look, man. It's rough for my man, dog. I get it. Look, man. I don't know what to say, man. He hit shots. It was big in the first half. During the surge, especially when Embiid went out, helped them get the lead. And like Embiid, you know, you don't want to see players go down, but you hope he's healthy, because they're gonna need him. They're going to need him on Wednesday, regardless if Embiid is there or not. Because I don't anticipate Tobias Harris going 8 for 24. He ain't going to do that no more. Danny Green 4 for 10. Seth Curry 5 for 11. Now not Embiid, but Ben Simmons going to be alert with the Hacker Simmons tactic. So, he going to be in the lab on the free throw line, making sure he can hit those free throws. So that don't work. It's guys that were kind of off that can hit shots that, they gotta be ready for. Especially at home. Everybody always play better at home anyway. So, it is what it is, man. So we're gonna see what happens. But yeah, he finally showed up and did his job.
I said that's what I do about being here 6 minutes after the game was over. He was here. We appreciate you. From B Nizzle, Gidget's MVP was a 76er trader that said Embiid is out. Way to avoid this team. We appreciate the humor, man. I had to triple check these before clicking them too. David Caulfield, frequent commenter, the security guard that escorted that man out in $1 million.
Hey, he did have my man in the hole. He couldn't get through that. I saw him he did have my man in a serious hole.
A more serious comment from him. See what happens when they play with a sense of urgency. They could actually compete and even win a game against Philly. They have a tough uphill battle, but hey, take it one day at a time. Another sensible take. John Holden again. This was definitely a game worth watching, to be honest. Embiid is still going to be a major factor whether or not they keep winning. I guess just going forward in the playoffs. Toothpick. Nice to see Rui playing more aggressive. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw him get a T for taunting. I think that was most of it.
Russ being a bad influence on him.
Hey, look, I'm trying to figure out why he was shocked he got a T. He looked dead at Tobias Harris and said something. I don't know what language he said in there, but he said something.
Bro, look, covering GW, Utah Watanabe, who's on the Raptors, their whole culture is different. They're very respectful, but you gotta Americanize them. Like, no, you dunk on them. You gotta. It's cool. It's okay, man. Like you can let it out. You can let it out, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially Rui, though. Like that left hand from Joe, he punched on Cuz. Like, man, Tobias been giving it to you, man. You can let it out, though. You know what I'm saying? So, but I know that's the Russ influence because Russ definitely gonna flex if he catch a body. So it's good to see, man. That's what it takes in the playoffs. You gotta be on edge like that, man. And no apologies. We need to see more of that, Rui. Keep it up.
All right, this one's I think we've already touched on tonight, but from Big O, don't care what let's go with. Don't care what Brooks had to say about him not starting. I think he's referring to Gafford. He should have been starting. We've been through this several times already. He also followed up with when you talk about Rui earlier, both of you guys talk about Rui being aggressive, the type of night he had. Just facts. He was agreeing. David Cornfield also agreed to that. Big O, we got going to need a 60 piece for Bill if we're going to win in Philly.
Man, they gonna be locked on them on that boy, especially with Russ. What Russ shoot 3 from 19? Would he shoot? Yeah. They gonna have something special for Bill. They gonna
Okay, here we go. But the Wizards put Philly on the line the entire series, though, just about as a whole. Because you guys talked about the difference tonight with Washington having more free throws than them.
What do you say, free throws?
I guess he's just talking about the issues that Washington's had defending Philly thus far the entire series with fouling them. Let's see what else.
42 and 30 and 20 something totally different, dog.
42 is crazy.
Yeah. And we also talked about the 3-point shooting too as well. That was a big key.
Because were all Bertans shots threes? All his points were threes?
Let me see.
I'm not sure.
I think he had a couple layups in there.
Okay.
No, just about one shot. Yeah, it was a 2-pointer, but he shot 3 for 6, but 3 for 6 from 3, 4 for 7 overall. I think he had a layup. I think Russ found him.
Gotcha. All right. Oh yeah, he definitely got him cutting. You're right. This is from Tycho. Russ needs to take off those arm sleeves. He shoots better without them on.
Oh shit. Oh, see, y'all being funny.
John Holden again continue with this Bertans thing. Bertans is going to come back and strike off everyone on his list. LOL. He's still going with this. This is about the off season. Saying to add DeRozan in another big, possibly. This is something they would like to do. I would just start with money to throw, as the first deterrent there. Money, and money. Unless you can convince DeMar to sign for the vet minimum. But I doubt it's going to be easy if you tell him, hey, come play here. You're making less than Davis Bertans. It's a very tough sell. So just
and I would like to add to that equation, want to be here.
I heard that's also a prerequisite, believe it or not.
You can have as much money as you want. Do I want to be in DC?
Hey, peep though. Last year on 2K on my career,
hey, chill.
I got DeRozan, Anthony Davis, and Hassan Whiteside.
Hey, I know who wasn't here to play with Anthony Davis. That damn backcourt. You got Anthony Davis in the trick. From Jordy Riyad, Wizards in 7. Let's go Wizards. Not gonna knock you, man.
You must have been a fan that got tackled.
Oh, this from Big O just now. Yo, I've seen Russ imprint on Rui ever since All-Star break.
Oh yeah, he as soon as he got here, he took the young boys on his wing. Benny, all of them. Cassius. When he do charity events, he make them come, whether they want to or not. They out there handing out Jordan shoes and stuff like that in the hood of DC. Hey, that Russ been doing that. He always took the young guys on his wing because, like he said, he learned from, obviously he's on Jordan Brand. He learned from Jordan and Kobe, rest in peace. Nick Collison, guys like that. He learned from vets too. So Mo Cheeks when he was in OKC on the bench. I think Derek Fisher played there. He learned from the vets. You always supposed to pay it forward. Because think about it, man. Y'all not gonna win if the young guys don't develop and learn, man. Mm-hmm. It makes no sense to be a vet and just shit on them. So, he's always been good with that.
All right. I want to thank y'all for hanging with us tonight. Appreciate you guys commenting as always. We truly do. Take a night off. Well, not really. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. for the Focus TV. Take a night off from Wizards Outlook. Got the Focus tomorrow. So if you still want to hear a little bit more Wizards talk, we're going to get into that just a little bit and some overall playoff conversations, possibly in rapid fire with some questions. Got some other stuff going on, but that's at 8 p.m. It's really simple. And then, Wednesday, Wizards Outlook following Game 5. We'll see how that goes. But for Cardell, Raymond, and myself, y'all have a great evening.